Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit more technical analysis on Bitcoin, because in today's video, I want to discuss this rising wedge, or rising trading channel, whichever one you want to call it, and discuss how this might actually end up sending Bitcoin all the way up to $10,000. Over the last couple of days, we've been discussing potential bearish scenarios for Bitcoin, and I've been warning you guys of the bearishness in Bitcoin, because there are reasons to believe that Bitcoin may have some kind of pullback, but as the days progress, Bitcoin continues to be more and more bullish. And guys, it's a very important concept in technical analysis and chart reading to be able to update your predictions on the fly in the light of new evidence. When things change, you have to change with them. And Bitcoin doesn't seem to be crashing right now. It doesn't seem to be falling over. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing whether or not Bitcoin could actually be gearing up for a breakout all the way up to $10,000. And we're going to be discussing the technicals that lead us to that conclusion. Before we get on into it, guys, I do want to mention that we are still running the sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. For today only, you have only 24 hours to get in the course before this sale ends, and you never see Bitcoin, and you never see the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy at this price again. Right now, the course is running $119.20 with the coupon code. You will never see it this inexpensive again. You have exactly 24 hours. The price will be rising to $199, and the sale will be ending tomorrow. So if you want to get in the course before that price rises, guys, now is the time. And also, I want to announce that we had someone in the comment section a couple videos ago, one Andre Lee. I hope I'm not butchering your name. I'll flash your comment up on the screen. He wanted to go ahead and do a giveaway for you guys in partnership with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to alter the terms of his giveaway a little bit. I'm going to be giving away $60 worth of Bitcoin to 2 different commenters, and I'm also going to be enrolling one of you guys in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. What I want you to do, go down the comment section down below, tell me if you're in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy or not, leave your Bitcoin address, and leave something interesting in the comment section. I'm not just going to give you 60 bucks for just putting your comment down there, for just putting your address down there. Give us something interesting, maybe use the keyword Bitcoin to help with the ranking or whatever. Anyway, guys, I'm joking, of course. Without much further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into the video. So guys, let's start here on the shorter term technical analysis, and then we're going to zoom out to the longer term. I also forgot to mention that we do have 3 news stories we're going to get to in today's video, so this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but there's not a whole lot of TA to do in today's video, so it should be rather short, actually. Over the last couple of days, as you guys know, Bitcoin rallied, it fell over, and then right around all this time over here, I was talking about the potential bearish warning signs that we were seeing on Bitcoin. And while those bearish warning signs have not gone away, it doesn't seem that they're going to be going into effect right now, and it doesn't seem that that new downtrend that we were talking about happening in the next couple of weeks on into the next couple of months is going to be happening immediately. Maybe it will, but for right now anyway, Bitcoin does seem to be looking a little bit more bullish. As we can see here, Bitcoin was in a triangle pattern just last night, and it has broken out here in the last couple of hours. I know a lot of people probably traded this. This was a classic textbook consolidation pattern. Very easy trade to make. Definitely some good money was made here by a lot of people, I imagine. Bitcoin is correcting a little bit right now, but that's nothing really all that concerning. Bitcoin's, of course, going to have a little bit of a correction. What happens down here on the 15-minute chart isn't really all that important. But what is important is what's going on out here on the 4-hourly and the daily chart. Because on the 4-hourly chart, as you guys know, Bitcoin was initially in a downtrend, below a downtrend right here, and it was in a consolidation pattern. We broke bullish out of it. Very good stuff. A lot of times when you see a flag like this break out, sometimes it will go into a rising wedge or an ascending pennant like this. This, in this case, would be a wedge, in my opinion, although you can redraw it as a trading channel. If you were to come down and redraw the uptrend like that and the uptrend like that, then it would look something like a trading channel. Either way, the technical analysis basically reads the exact same. This kind of pattern a lot of times will break bearish, but I do want to bring to your attention that just because patterns like this normally break bearish doesn't mean that they always will. As I've mentioned in other videos, back over here in the run-up to the $20,000 Bitcoin in 2017, we saw a lot of patterns like this. We saw rallies and trading channels, something like this. We saw consolidation patterns that actually broke bearish and then rallied again. We saw a lot of interesting patterns that didn't play out exactly the way that you would think they would based on the percentages if you were to read straight from the technical analysis textbook, wherever that is. That doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin's going to break bearish here, even though this is a rising wedge, and a lot of times it probably would break bearish. There is a good chance that this actually breaks bullish because of how Bitcoin is moving right now. There is that chance. But the more important question that I know you guys are all interested in is, well, Jeb, how likely is that chance? Which way is Bitcoin going and which one is more likely? Well, guys, at this point, since Bitcoin is still moving to the upside and since Bitcoin still hasn't had this correction, we got to be on the side of bullishness. We have to be. We really don't have a choice. You know the old phrase, the trend is your friend except when it ends. And right now, the trend is our friend because the trend hasn't ended. Bitcoin is still above the 20 exponential moving moving average, and thus it is still in a state of rallying. Bitcoin is still moving to the upside. Now, granted, we do have this pattern right here on the candlestick. That's not a very bullish one, but that isn't completed yet, and one daily candlestick isn't going to be the end of the world. But Bitcoin being above the 20 EMA means that we do still have to be bullish. If and when, because it will be when, it's not a matter of if, Bitcoin falls below this 20 EMA, right here, this decision point, this critical point right here, is where you start being bearish. Not yet. We want to be bearish because there's a lot of things pointing to potential bearishness, but a lot of those potentially bearish scenarios that I'm talking about could be weeks from now. They could be a month from now. So we'd want to be careful about jumping to conclusions. That's why when I was saying in the last couple of videos that we might see some bearishness, I was saying, guys, this isn't confirmed yet. We have not confirmed bearishness, so don't go shorting Bitcoin. I'm saying simply that there are bearish warning signs in the market that we want to keep an eye out for. We don't necessarily want to make any trades on them just yet, but we do want to watch out for them. And luckily for us anyway, or maybe unluckily, we'll see what happens in the longer term time frames, Bitcoin is still rallying and is still bullish. With all that said, one interesting matter is that Bitcoin is still very bearish on the MACD. We've crossed bearish, and we have been bearish for about 4 days now. You would think Bitcoin would have crossed bullish again because it's still moving to the upside. But one of the things about MACD, we talk about this in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy in our MACD video, is that MACD has this kind of gravitational pull where it's always trying to be pulled towards this 0 level on the histogram. So even though we're moving to the upside, it has crossed bearish, and we need a lot of bullish momentum to keep this bullish here on the MACD. So that's not the end of the world, but it could indicate we're going to see something bad over the next couple of days. Honestly, guys, I'll tell you what my gut is telling me, and sometimes your gut's going to be right, sometimes it's going to be wrong. You want to back this up with technical analysis, but this is what my gut is telling me because I know you guys like it when I tell you. It's telling me that we're going to run to $10,000 and we're going to break, and we're going to reject from it, and we're going to start moving to the downside. That's what it's telling me at this point. That might not happen. Something might change, but that's what my gut is telling me. That's what that's what the knowledgeable part of my subconscious is telling me, if you will. But guys, I do want to remind you that no matter what happens here, Bitcoin is well and truly in a bull market. I know that there are potentially ways that the Bitcoin bull market could end very quickly. There are ways that Bitcoin could crash below $6,000, but guys, I think they're all very unlikely. Bitcoin is well and truly in a bull market, in my humble opinion, has crossed off all the T's and dotted all the I's that it needs to cross into a bull market, in my opinion, and the way that I define technical bull markets in Bitcoin. So we are in a bull market. Any correction is not going to end that bull market, I don't think. We'd have to go down here all the way to $6,000 and break it, in my opinion, before we actually fell below and ended the bull market. So we are still looking good, guys. Bitcoin is still looking very healthy. I do just want you to realize that there is always that potential for some kind of correction. Be careful. I'm not saying go short. I'm not saying to make any trades. I'm not saying to take any speculative positions. I'm simply saying be careful. Anyway, guys, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump on into the news for today. You guys have probably heard this being talked about for the last couple of days because Block.One, the people behind EOS, one of the biggest cryptocurrencies and one of my favorite cryptocurrencies, actually. If you guys look over here, EOS has been doing it's been doing okay over the last couple of days. You can see it's been rallying quite substantially. EOS is trading down here around $1.50 last year. It's up to $7 right now. Very good stuff going on EOS. But Block.One, the creators of EOS, have actually launched a social media app. And if you guys know anything about EOS, then you will know that Block.One and EOS are created by a fellow named Dan Larimer. And you might be familiar with that name because he's the fellow that also started Steemit, another social media platform. So Dan Larimer actually has a little bit of experience working with social media platforms. I'll be honest, Steemit is not the best platform in my opinion, but it is a way for you to learn about how to build social media apps. So hopefully they've learned a lot from Steemit. I'm not trying to throw shade at Steemit. I'm not getting into it in today's video, but there are a lot of problems with it, which is why I don't use it. But I do think that Dan Larimer probably learned from a lot of those mistakes because a lot of them are glaringly obvious. Block.One, the startup that claims to have raised $4.2 billion with a B in an initial coin offering last year, launched a new social media application Saturday called Voice. It uses the EOS digital ledger that Block.One helped create to let users post, share, and promote content. Every action is registered on the EOS blockchain. Block.One is the latest in a string of companies, blah, 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 blah. We can read all of this all day long. Not really important. Let's get into SEC issues with Kick. But this is interesting. A blockchain-based social network can potentially give users more control over their posts and photos, an issue that has been of increasing importance as Facebook's business model has been built around harvesting user data is increasingly scrutinized. And that's true, guys, because I've worked in Facebook ads a little bit, and if you haven't worked in Facebook ads, you haven't worked behind the scenes with Facebook, it's a little creepy how much they know. I had a friend of mine who joined Facebook, had no friends, made no post, had no profile picture, had absolutely nothing on Facebook, and they got recommended to me to add them as a friend. So I add them as a friend, and I mentioned it to them a couple days later, and they're like, How on earth did you find me? I did literally nothing. I made the account. That's all I did. How did Facebook put us both together? And somehow Facebook managed to find out that the two of us knew each other. It's really creepy. Not a fan of it. The only reason I use Facebook is because there's not really a great alternative where everybody is on. So to see EOS doing something like this does have a lot of potential. The truth is, current social media platforms are designed to use their users. Brendan Bluffer, Chief Executive Officer of Block.One, said in a press release, "It's a platform, not the user, that reaps the reward." He's absolutely right. This is a trend that we're seeing a lot in the cryptocurrency market, is companies and other blockchain startups trying to benefit the end user rather than the actual company itself. Because if you benefit the end user in business, a lot of times you're going to be benefiting the company as well. Another great example of this would be Brave browser using the BAT token. They're trying to benefit the user by manipulating and changing the ad experience. They're trying to do these things to help the end user rather than the actual company, because if you help the end user, then you go viral, and then that's a good way to actually promote your business. That's why I try to give you guys so much free content, and then we sell the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Shameless self-promotion, because it does actually mean that I give you guys something and then you guys give back, and then with what you give back from the course, I'm able to give back even more, and this is kind of giving mutual relationships. So this is a great way to do business. I'm a fan of this. One thing I'm not a fan of is the fact that really the social media sphere right now is kind of all set in stone. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. You got some of the big dogs. You got Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You got a couple of others like Kick, and I'm not going to get into all of them. But social media apps rising doesn't happen a whole lot. You've had one such as like TikTok rise recently, but that had a slightly different platform design than what exactly Block.One is going for. I hope that they're able to do well on this, and I hope it does do very well, because I'd love to see something like the next Facebook be built on a blockchain, because that would be huge for adoption, but I'm not convinced that they're going to be able to do it, to be totally honest, because you can throw as much money at a social media application as you want, but the fact of the matter is that it has to go viral. You have to have hundreds of millions of people start using it, or at least tens of millions of people, for it to even start becoming mainstream. And before that happens, it's really just not going to have a whole lot of traction. Social media apps do have this tendency to snowball. When they start picking up users, they start picking up more users in droves. They grow exponentially. Hopefully this can happen. I'm not totally convinced it will. Anyway, guys, we'll keep you up to date on this. This one is going to be rather short. AT&T now accepts Bitcoin. Is this what adoption looks like? Yes, this is exactly what adoption looks like. Like I said, this one's going to be short. I'm going to gloss over most of this and read here. AT&T has partnered with cryptocurrency payment processor BitPay to become the first major U.S. mobile carrier to provide a cryptocurrency payment option to its customers. On the My AT&T app, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash both now sit alongside credit and debit card payments, offering customers an alternative that can help them pay from anywhere in the world quickly and easily. Good stuff. Reading on down here, we're going to read this, and that'll be the end of this. While household names like AT&T may or may not succeed in using Bitcoin as competitive payment services, they are undoubtedly contributing to the long-term effort to strengthen the legitimacy of the cryptocurrency industry. And this is one thing that I love reading, guys. I love reading things about major companies and conglomerates and otherwise corporations stepping into the cryptocurrency space. That was a lot of alliteration there. Then moving into the space, getting involved in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, the blockchain industry, getting involved, because the more names that you have attached to Bitcoin, the more trust is attached to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I think we can all agree, has somewhat of a trust issue among governments and among people, because you know what everybody likes to do? They like to conflate the word Bitcoin with money laundering, the word Bitcoin with terrorism, the word Bitcoin with felonies, or the word Bitcoin with any kind of crime under the sun. It's used by a scapegoat for a lot of people. So when you see major companies like AT&T using Bitcoin, then that makes people wonder, wait a minute, I thought Bitcoin was for criminals. Is AT&T a bunch of criminals? Well, I mean, they have slow internet. Maybe they are criminals, but that doesn't sound right to me. You know, that's what we're talking about. We want more of these companies to actually come into the space and start putting their name behind Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, because we can have some of their trust shed off on us. That's why when companies like Microsoft and TD Ameritrade and Starbucks and AT&T and ICE, Intercontinental Exchange, all these companies start stepping into the cryptocurrency space, a little bit of their influence starts shredding off onto us. The emergence of new crypto investment on-ramps such as millennial-focused apps such as Cash App and Robinhood provide further evidence of the trend that more businesses are stepping into the cryptocurrency market. Slowly but surely, this is the sentence right here. Slowly but surely, the industry is building the infrastructure and support needed for stable, cost-effective cryptocurrency transfers suitable for daily transactions. And you're absolutely right, guys. The first 10 years that ended January 3rd this year of Bitcoin was really just the infant stage of Bitcoin. Now we're starting to move into the mass adoption portion of Bitcoin. The next 10 years are going to be huge for Bitcoin. Whenever I talk about Bitcoin with people that don't really know a whole lot about it, I'm telling them about my channel or whatever in the real world, I say, guys, I know you don't really know a whole lot about Bitcoin right now. Give it 5 years. I promise you we'll be talking on a similar playing field, because you're going to know by then. You're going to understand by then the importance of Bitcoin, because you're going to be using Bitcoin more than likely. That's why I tell them, and they don't say it because they're nice people, but they kind of look at me and they're like, yeah, right, Jeb. And I look at them and I say, yeah, right, you, because it's going to happen. Anyway, moving on to the last news story for today's video. Binance launches margin trading. I'm not going to get too much into this because we were all running over time, but Binance kind of launched this in a very sly manner. Binance is currently offering in beta mode margin trading on its custodial exchange, Binance.com, as part of their redesigned UX UI Binance 2.0. For this platform, sadly, this feature will not be available to all Binance customers, most notably those based in the United States of America. Use a VPN for that if you're feeling risky. I am not telling you to do that. I'm simply saying that there are ways to get around that, but don't come crying to me if they shut down your account and take your Bitcoin, because they can legally do that. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to get into a whole bunch of this, but basically what happened is that a fellow on Reddit went into the API of Binance and found a snippet of code that was is margin trading allowed, and it had been enabled for 9 pairs: Bitcoin over USDT, BNB BTC, BNB USDT, blah blah blah. You can read. He took this as a sign that margin trading is coming soon to Binance. The following day, Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao sent out a tweet link to the Reddit post. Crowd intelligence is amazing, and this is what I love about Binance. They've got that kind of spunk to them. They've got a sense of humor, and that really comes from the CEO. The boss man always influences what everybody does below him, and Binance has a sense of humor to it. If you guys know about the company Dollar Shave Club, for example, they have a sense of humor to them because the CEO is a funny guy, and that's a really good thing for business. I try to emulate that in business. That's why I try to crack jokes in the video and be careful and be funny and everything, and tell you guys about Hubert the Duck, who's in the other room right now. I try to tell you guys about Hubert the Crypto Duck because a little bit of humor is always a good thing. It makes everybody happier. It's always a great thing to have. And this is what I really like about Binance. This is off topic, but I've been wanting to say that about Binance for a while. Good on you, CZ. Anyway, around 3 p.m. UTC, 3 a.m. UTC, excuse me, on May the 8th, a few hours after Binance had been hacked, during a Periscope AMA session, CZ confirmed that rumors about margin trading on Binance were true. I'm not going to read through this because, like I said, we're on short time. But basically what's going on here is that Binance has been dropping hints that margin trading is coming. On May 24th, Binance accidentally leaked that Binance 2.0 supports margin trading when it sent out the following tweet that asked users whether they preferred light mode or dark mode for the Binance 2.0. And this is actually quite funny because they put out the two different light mode and dark modes here, and down here there's the important reminder: margin trading confers a higher profit potential than traditional trading, but also greater risks. Blah 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 blah. Legalese speak. Kind of funny that they just kind of stealth announced that like that. That was pretty humorous. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much what we want to talk about. Binance is now offering margin trading. Big deal. Binance is one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges, if not still the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the cryptocurrency space. I know they were at one point. I think they still are. And for them to be activating margin trading is a big deal. That's a lot of competition for someone like BitMEX, and they might start losing business because of this, because Binance has a very big following and a very good name. Hopefully that they are able to do very well in this. I use Binance, and I would love to get in on some of that margin trading action. I'm more of a longer-term trader and investor, but I wouldn't mind doing some margin trading. I know that there's a lot of money to be made with it. Anyway, guys, that's going to pretty much do it for today's video, but before we wrap it up, I do want to remind you that we are going to be doing that giveaway in the comment section down below. Put your Bitcoin address down there. Put something interesting in the comment section down below. I'm not saying to go down there and put BTC, space, and then a string of 40 characters for your Bitcoin address. Put something interesting down there. Leave a comment what you think about what Bitcoin is going to do here. Tell me about your favorite game of basketball in history. Tell me about the War of the Bucket in Italy back in the 1600s. Tell me something interesting. Make me laugh. Do something to earn that $60 worth of Bitcoin, and I'll be giving out $60 to 2 of you. Like I said, this is sponsored by the fellow up on screen right now. If I forget to put that there, I did put them up at the beginning of the video. I know I won't forget them. Eandre Lee, I don't want to butcher your name, but I do believe I'm pronouncing that right. Eandre Lee, tell me in the comment section down below if I am butchering that. I do apologize. And also, like I said, we're going to be giving away the course to one individual in the comment section down below. If you're already in the course, I'm sorry, hopefully you can get some of that Bitcoin, but if you're not in the course, go ahead and tell me in the comment section down below, and I'll pick one of you to go ahead and enroll in the course for absolutely free. And guys, like I said, the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is still on sale. Use May 2019, the coupon code down there, to get 20% off. I know that Bitcoin is not I know that the cryptocurrency technical analysis sale is going to be ending tomorrow, but if you want to get in on the course, now is the time to do so. It's going to be ending tomorrow because the price of the course is going to be rising from $149 to $199. If you want to pay me $199 to join the course, I am more than happy to let you. But I'm telling you for your sake that you may want to get in before that price rises. Guys, we have 33 videos, over nearly 10 hours of content in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Like I said, this is going to be rising to 50 videos in the future. There's a lot going on in my personal life right now that I'm having to deal with, so I haven't been able to upload more videos to it just yet. But even in such, this course, as it stands right now, is very much worth a lot more than I'm selling it for. I would be very comfortable selling this for $497. Eventually, it may go to that price, but right now I'm shooting for raising the course price eventually to $250. So guys, basically what we're looking at is a 20% discount from where Bitcoin is right now, a 40% discount from where Bitcoin will be tomorrow, and a 50% discount from where Bitcoin will be a couple months from now. So if you want to get in the course and get access to all current videos and all future videos, now's the time to do it, guys. We go over just about everything that you need to know to become an excellent and otherwise profitable cryptocurrency technical analyst, guys. We go over such ideas as a game of statistics and probabilities and risk and reward. These are two very important concepts that I don't see a lot of people discussing. Understanding the concepts of risk and reward is something that is somewhat discussed, but a game of statistics and probabilities, and yes, in case you're wondering, that is supposed to be a parody of A Song of Ice and Fire. I never mentioned that in a video, but I did name it that for that reason. But a game of statistics and probabilities basically explains how I talk about how there's never a 100% guarantee on anything in Bitcoin. It's always a game of statistics. Whether or not Bitcoin is going to rally or fall is always a prediction based on percentages. It's never always going to be for 100% certain that Bitcoin is going to break to the upside, which is why you have to look at it like that. You have to look at Bitcoin and its movements in a probabilistic standpoint. This is the kind of stuff that we talk about in the course. We talk about things that you probably don't hear a whole lot, or maybe you hear once and then you don't pay any attention to it because you heard it once and it was just mentioned in passing. This is stuff that I want to bring to the forefront, have a video dedicated to it to drill into your head, because if you change your mindset and if you're actually able to analyze these markets in proper ways, then you're able to make a lot more money in them. I mean, seriously, guys, you name it, it's probably in this course. We go over math psychology, hugely important video, one of the first ones here in the technical analysis portion. Bull and bear markets, that's another thing that you need to know if you don't know about bull and bear markets, and how to confirm when they've started and stopped, how to figure out when they've started and stopped in the moment, not in hindsight. That's something we talk about there. Important video. Market structure, another huge one. We talk about things like $6,000 in that video. Gut feeling, I was discussing my gut feeling earlier. Sometimes your gut feeling is going to be right, sometimes it's going to be wrong, but I can guarantee you this: your gut feeling, if you train it to be very accurate, and you train it to be very accurate and very effective, that's going to be one of your biggest tools. It's going to be much better than any kind of technical analysis. To this point that I've been doing markets and trading in these markets, I get to the point where sometimes I just look at a chart and I know what's going to happen. I just have a feeling that what's going to happen is this, or I have a feeling that this technical indicator is here. For example, let's say that the Bollinger Band, let's say we bring the Bollinger Bands up. If I bring the Bollinger Bands up, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen here. Bitcoin is going to be riding the outside Bollinger Band right here. Because I've looked at these markets long enough, I know exactly what it's going to look like. Check it out. And there you go. Bitcoin's riding the outside of the Bollinger Bands. That's gut feeling. That's kind of what we're talking about in that video, is just having a feeling what's going to happen in the market before it actually happens. So you don't even have to look at the technical indicators, so that you can still look at the technical indicators and add that as a second layer to improve your trading. Also, we have stuff on the gauging of support and resistance, gauging the strength of the bulls and the bears, convergence of support and resistance. This is something people never talk about. This is a hugely important concept that I see no one ever talk about. The convergence of short and long-term trends. In that video, we talk about short and long-term trend analysis. A lot of times what you'll find is that longer-term trends override the power of shorter-term trends. That's an important concept that you guys need to understand. Very, very important stuff, guys. If you're looking to go from being a complete beginner to actually having some grasp and some foundation and knowing what you're doing in the cryptocurrency space, this is the place to do it, guys. If you're a complete beginner, this course is built for you. If you're an intermediate trader, this course is built for you. If you're an advanced trader, there's still a lot in this course that you can probably stand to learn. I built this course to be all-inclusive. Everyone can go through it and get their money's worth, which is part of the reason why it's as inexpensive as it is, so that just about anyone can go through the course and feel like they've gotten their value out of it, because I add so much value for such an inexpensive price. Guys, if I know correctly, I believe the number of people in the course now is 542. Let me check that. Okay, excuse me, I just checked. The number of people in the course is now 541. I don't want to lie to you and inflate my numbers. I'll flash proof of that up on screen. It might be 542 by the time I edit this video. But guys, a lot of people have joined the course. We've had over 500 people join the course, which is absolutely insane to me. I think we had 207 join last month. I'll flash proof of that up on screen as well. Guys, people are loving the course. We have a full money back guarantee refund policy. I will shoot you your money back. I will hit the refund button in PayPal or Stripe if you just so much as asked me. If you've watched less than 30% of the course material in the first 14 days, shoot me an email. You want a refund, I'll give you one. We've had 541 people go through the course. Never once has anyone done that. It's not that I've never given anyone a refund. It's that no one's ever even so much as asked for one. And in the FAQ and in the refund policy, it clearly states that all you have to do is shoot me an email. You'll get your money back. It's that easy. No one has ever done it, and I'm very proud of that. And you guys seem to be enjoying the course, so I'm very happy that you guys are. Anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. I do want to mention one more thing. That is that something I don't mention on the channel a whole lot, and that is that you can pay for CT2A with Bitcoin. If you want to do that, shoot me an email and we'll get that sorted out. I know a lot of you guys see that on the FAQ and you do it, and I love accepting payment in Bitcoin. I do accept payment in Bitcoin. If you want to do that, shoot me an email and we'll be more than happy to accommodate for that. Anyway, guys, don't forget about that giveaway in the comment section down below. But that is going to do it for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching as always. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.